Most of you probably remember Tray AI Editor, which has been a really good free AI editor with Claude, Gemini, and more. But now they have open sourced the core agent that powers their editor and turned it into a standalone CLI tool. They call it Tray Agent. And the best part about this is that it is fully open source under the MIT license, so you can just grab it, tinker with it, and even contribute it if you want. So Tray Agent is actually an LLM-based agent designed for general-purpose software engineering tasks, and it lives in your terminal. It doesn't use the providers via Tray or anything else. It is absolutely local and just uses the API keys that you provide for Anthropic or OpenAI. So now, instead of just talking, let's see it in action. Alright, so let's get started. Currently, I'm in the official GitHub repo of the Tray AI, which is Tray Agent. And as I've already mentioned that it is completely free and open source, so you just need to clone the repo and then you can use it locally on your system. So these are the features of the Tray Agent. It provides short and concise summarization for the agent step using the Lakeview. Then it is multi-LLM support. It works with OpenAI, Anthropic, Azure, Open Router, etc. Then it has a rich tool ecosystem for file editing, batch execution, sequential thinking, and more. It also has an interactive mode that allows you to have an conversational interface for interactive development. There is trajectory recording for detailed logging of all the agent actions for debugging and analysis. We have flexible configurations which are JSON based, and easy installation, which is simple pip based installation. So let's quickly go ahead and install it. So firstly, you need to clone the repo. For that, you have to go all the way to the top, click on this code, and then copy this URL. Then you need to open a new terminal window, and then inside the terminal, you have to run the command git clone and then paste the URL which you have just copied. Once you do that, it will clone the Tray agent directly on your system. Now you need to move inside the directory. For that, you have to run the command cd and then provide the name of the repo, which is Tray agent. So once you are inside the repository, next you need to download all the dependencies, which if you go to the official GitHub repo, you will see that they have done that using the UV. So you need to have the UV package manager installed on your system. If you don't already have it, you simply have to click this tab. From here, you need to go to the installation of the UV, and there they will provide you the installation methods for Windows and Mac OS both. So use the method which is most appropriate for you. I'm going to use this curl command to install the UV package manager. I'm going to head back to my terminal and I'm going to paste the command which I just copied. Once you do that, you will see that it will start downloading the UV package manager on this system. And now, in order to add it to your path, you need to either restart your shell or run these commands. So I'm going to copy this command and then I'm going to paste it right here inside the terminal in order to save the configuration in my path. And now the UV package manager has been successfully installed. The next step is to simply run the command UV sync. So I'm going to copy it and then you need to head back to the terminal and paste the command right here. Once you run it, it will most probably throw an error after downloading all the dependencies. Okay, so it didn't throw any error. This means that we don't need to create a virtual environment in order to install all of the dependencies, but it is better if you do that. So once you have done it, the next thing is to set up the APIs keys. Either you can set them as your environment variables, or the other option is to add them to the config file. So if you want to add them to the config file, you simply have to go to the path where you have cloned the repo, which is present right here. And then inside it, you will see a file called trayconfig.json. You simply have to open it. And here you can see that you have the default providers, Anthropic. You can go ahead and change it. And then here you need to provide your API key for the Anthropic or for OpenAI. And once you have pasted your API key, simply save the file and close it. And here they provided you the basic usage. Then in order to run a simple task, you simply have to run the command tray CLI run and then provide your code or your statement which you want to actually run. So I'm going to go with this basic example in order to test it out. So let's go ahead and copy it. Head back to your terminal. And now here, I'm going to paste the command which I've just copied, which is tray CLI run, create a hello world Python script. Let's see if it is able to do that or not. Alright, so here it is saying that tray CLI command not found. This is because we haven't created any virtual environment. So you need to create a virtual environment and then run this command. You need to run the command source vn/bin/activate, and this command is for the Linux operating system. But if you're working on the Windows, you simply have to remove this source and then run the command as it is. So once you hit enter, a new virtual environment by the name Tray Agent will be created, and now you can simply run the command for the Tray CLI. So here is the command Tray CLI run, create a hello world Python script. Let's go ahead and run this. And here you can see that it has started the task to create a hello world Python script. The working directory is this one, provider is Anthropic, the model is Claude Sonnet 4, max steps are 20. So here it is Using the calling tool and the LLM responses, I'll help you create a Hello World Python script in your repository. Let me start by exploring the project structure. And then it is going to create the appropriate Hello World script. So firstly, it is going to use the str replace based edit tool in order to create the file and then write the code inside it. So after that, it has performed all of these steps using different type of tools like Bash for installing different type of terminal commands, sequential thinking, str replace based edit tool, sequential thinking, etc., etc. And then on the basis of that, they have created a file called helloworld.py inside this directory. So now inside this directory. So now I'm gonna head to this directory. So here is the tray agent directory. Let's go inside it. And here you can see that I have a file called helloworld.py. Let's quickly go ahead and open this. Alright, so here is the code. It has provided us a description that it is a simple hello world script demonstrating basic Python functionality. Then we have a function where we are simply printing hello world. This is tray agent. This is a simple Python script created as an example. So you can see that we provided it a simple prompt using the trace CLI and it created a file in the current working directory. So this was a very basic example. The trace CLI also provides you trace CLI interpreter. If you go to the GitHub repo, you will see a tray interactive mode that allows you to start an interactive session with the agent. So let's quickly go ahead and do that. And once you will start the agent, it will ask you to enter your current working directory as well. So now I'm going to head back to my terminal. I'm going to clear the terminal. And now inside the terminal, I'm going to paste the command trace CLI interactive. Alright, so now we are currently in the interactive mode. Here you have the title, welcome to Tray Agent interactive mode. The provider is Anthropic, which was the default provider. Then we have the Cloudforce Sonnet as the model. And here you need to provide the task. But before actually providing it the task, inside my desktop, I'm going to create a new dummy directory where I'm going to have my project files. So I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call it test project. And then inside it, I need to create a text file, which is actually going to be a Python file. And I'm going to call it calculate_total.py. And then inside this file, I'm going to paste a few lines of Python code, which is actually going to calculate the total price. Now, I'm going to close the file. And here you need to provide the task. So now I'm going to provide it the task to fix the bug in the calculate_total.py file. It unnecessarily adds 1 to the answer. So this is the task. Next, it will ask you to provide the working directory. So you need to provide the directory where your file is actually present, which is right here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy the path from here. And then I'm going to paste it as the working directory. Okay. Then once you hit enter, it says the trajectory will be saved to this file in the JSON. Now, it is executing the task to fix the bug in calculate_total.py file. It is unnecessarily adding 1 to the answer. So it is going to take some time in order to perform the task. So I'm going to come back once it is done. Okay, so apparently it seems like it is currently executing the task, but this is a con or an error of the trace CLI that it does not provide you the response that your task has been executed. Rather, you need to go ahead and check it on your own. So apparently the task has actually been completed. So I'm going to head to my working directory. Here you can see that I have a calculate_total.py file, reproduce bug.py file, and the test calculate_total.py file. So firstly, I'm going to see whether they have made any changes to this file or not. And yes, you can see that they have changed this code, and here instead of sum prices +1, they have changed it to simply return sum prices. Then if you open the reproduce bug.py file, you will see that they have written the script in order to reproduce the bug which is present inside the calculate_total.py file. And here inside the test calculate_total, they have added different type of test cases in order to test the function for different scenarios. So this was the first feature or the first use case of the trace CLI, which was efficient bug fixing. The next use case called the Tray AI is rapid prototyping. And for that, I'm going to provide it the task to generate a Python CLI tool that reads a JSON config file and prints all the key value pairs. Once you hit enter, it will ask for the working directory. So it will say that trajectory will be saved to this JSON file. And now it is executing the task to generate a Python CLI tool that reads the CLI JSON config file and prints all the key value pairs. So I'm going to come back once it is done. So now let's quickly go to this directory and see if the task has been completed or not. So here inside the test project, you can see that in addition to these key files, we now have a new piping file called the JSON config reader.py. If you open this file, you will see that they have added the code for the JSON config reader CLI tool. There is a function called the print key value pairs, And if you scroll a bit further, we have a function for reading the JSON config file. So this means that it has successfully executed the task and has generated the file in order to contain the task as such. The next use case for the Tray ACLI is code review and refinement. And for that, I'm going to head to my test project directory. And then once again, inside this, I'm going to add a new file. I'm going to call it app.py. And then inside this file, I'm going to paste these lines of code, which is actually the function that reads the file. So let's go ahead and save it. And now I'm going to perform some tasks on this particular file. So now the task is going to be refactor the read file function in app.py to use a context manager and handle the file mode found error. Let's run it. So now it wants us to provide it the working directory, which is this one. So I'm going to go ahead and copy the path. I'm going to head back to the terminal and paste it right here. Now it will start working on the task to refactor the read file function in the app.py file. So I'm going to come back once it is done. Alright, so I think the task has been completed. Let's quickly go to the folder, which is a test project, and here you can see that we have a file called app.py. Let's quickly go ahead and open this, and yes, you can see that they have added a try catch block and has handled the file not found error as well. So the next use case of Tray CLI is automated testing. Yes, you heard me right. You can also perform automated testing on your code using Tray CLI. So all you need to do is add your code inside of Porter. So here I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to call it mathutils.py. And then inside this file, I'm going to paste these lines of code, which is actually a function for adding two numbers. And I'm going to save the file. Now I need to generate the test cases for this particular function. For that, firstly, I need to provide the task. So now the task is going to be create unit test for add AB in mathutils.py file using the PyTest. Let's run it. So now it is executing the task create unit test for the function in the mathutils.py file. So I'm going to come back once it is done. Alright, so I think the task has been executed. Let's quickly go to the test project directory. And here, let's see if we have any new file. Okay, so we have a test mathutils.py file. Let's quickly view it. Alright, so you can see that the file contains different types of test cases. Firstly, we have the test case to add positive integers. Then we have test case to add negative integers. Then to add mixed positive negative integers. Then to attest it with 0, with floats, with mixed integer and floats, with large numbers, with small numbers, etc. So you can see that in absolutely no time, it has created this file which contains all the different types of test cases in order to test this particular function. So these were some of the amazing use cases of the Tray agent or the Tray CLI using its interactive mode. And inside the interactive mode, you can type any task description to execute it. You can use the status to see the agent information, use help in order to view the available commands, use clear to clear the screen, or use exit or quit in order to end the session. So overall, it is an amazing tool and a great alternative of the Claude Code. So I'll highly encourage all of you to try it out for yourselves and let me know in the comments what you think about. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching.